Media and pulp culture help us track the development of feminism and the evolution of gender roles because they reflect the social norms of their time. The sitcom Friends, which ran from 1994 to 2004, exhibits gender roles and stereotypes of women. But does the show reinforce or challenge these views? Lorber describes gender as a process that changes over time. Thus, pop culture from the 90s portrays women differently than pop culture today. Television shows can mislead viewers to perceive stereotypes as truths, but Jaroslav Marcin claims that some sitcoms, including Friends, use stereotypes as a source of humor and not to perpetuate them. Instead of promoting stereotypes, Friends emphasizes them to show that they're so ridiculous it's humorous. I will focus on Rachel because her transformation from the pilot to the finale challenges gender norms and promotes feminist ideals. She starts as a dependent and ignorant runaway bride but becomes an independent executive and single mother.
Look, Daddy, it's my life. Well, maybe I'll just stay here with Monica. Well, maybe that's my decision. Well, maybe I don't need your money. Wait, I said maybe!
Rachel's wedding dress screams traditional housewife. She has never worked and her knowledge of money stops at shopping. But with the help of her friends, Rachel not only cuts up her credit cards but also cuts off her financial ties to her father. Rachel gets her first job at Central Perk, the coffee shop, where she gets her first taste at making her own money and handling her own expenses.
Earned this. I wiped tables for it, I steamed milk for it, and it was totally not worth it. Who's FICA? Why is he getting all my money?
In Season 3, unhappy with her current job, Rachel boldly quits to pursue a career in fashion. She starts at the bottom. Her first task is to make coffee. But her hard work pays off. In Season 5, after both promotions and demotions, Rachel earns a job at Ralph Lauren and becomes a merchandising manager. In Season 10, Louis Vuitton offers her an amazing job in Paris, but Rachel keeps her executive position at Ralph Lauren and with a higher salary. Rachel works her way up to an executive position, but critics say her occupations in the food service and fashion industries perpetuate the sexist belief that women in the workforce belong in these fields. However, Lisa Marie Marshall points out that though Rachel's job as a barista parallels the women belong in the kitchen stereotype, Friends uses Rachel's incompetency at her server job to challenge this view of women. Rachel fits Gauntlet's description of the non-domestic homemaker of sitcoms in the 1990s that broke the mold of the traditional homemaker. Unfortunately, the characters' professions altogether exemplify sexism in the workforce. Rachel, Phoebe, and Monica work in fields deemed acceptable for women, and these sexist job barriers still pose an alarming problem today. However, feminist Roxane Gay points out that the idea that a feminist must be a certain type of woman is a myth. She admits her favorite color is pink, she has a fondness for fashion, and she likes wearing dresses, but this doesn't mean she can't also promote feminism. Roxane labels herself a bad feminist, and she ends her manifesto with, "I would rather be a bad feminist than no feminist at all." Granted, Rachel could have excelled in a field that society says is for men, but she chose fashion. In this respect, perhaps Rachel is a bad feminist like Roxane Gay. However, Rachel still builds a successful career for herself, going from server to assistant to executive, which defies the stereotype that only men can have successful, powerful careers. And not only does Rachel earn an executive position, but her assistant is a man, which defies the sexist belief that men should be the bosses and women their subservients. A pivotal moment for Rachel comes in Season 8 when she accidentally gets pregnant and decides to raise her baby as a single mom, despite her father's and friends' disapproval and skepticism of single motherhood.
To think about. I mean, how is she going to handle this financially? How is she going to juggle work? Does she realize she's not going to have a date again for the next, 18 years?
Ross, there is no pressure on you, okay? I mean, you can be as involved as you want.
Evidently, Rachel makes it very clear she does not need Ross to help raise the baby. She has a successful career so she can financially support herself and her child on her own. Whereas a stereotypical woman would act emotionally irrational in this situation, Rachel calmly tells Ross the news.
So what? What are you gonna do? You're gonna have the baby and raise it by yourself? Without a husband? You can't be a single mother alone. You're gonna ruin your life.
Oh, excuse me. Am I ruining my life?
No. It's different for you. You're so strong and together. You're not some dumb kid who doesn't know what she's doing.
Excuse me?
One pregnant woman at a time, please. just want you to be okay.
So forcing her to marry Bobby is going to make that happen?
Maybe.
Women supporting and helping each other is essential to the success of the feminist movement, and that is exactly what Rachel does for Joey's sister, who also unexpectedly gets pregnant. When Joey finds out that Dina is pregnant, he immediately tells her she needs to get married. Rachel stands up for Dina because she knows a woman can raise a child without a partner. In this moment, Dina's vulnerability brings out Rachel's strength, and Rachel won't let a brother force his sister to get married if she doesn't want to. Rachel challenges the belief that women, and in particular mothers, cannot have both a successful career and a family. She accomplishes both, and without the support of a husband, again challenging social expectations. While on maternity leave, Rachel's temporary replacement, Gavin, expresses his intentions to take over her job.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're taking over my job?
Well, while you were on your baby vacation, I was doing your job.
A vacation? My idea of a vacation does not involve something sucking on my nipples until they are raw.
Clearly, you've never been to Sandals Paradise Island.
All right, well, you know what? Hey, don't get too comfortable there because I'm back in 2 weeks.
Gavin's reference to maternity leave as a baby vacation disrespects mothers and devalues bearing and raising children, and his snide comment about Paradise Island exemplifies sexism in the workforce. He has a sense of entitlement based solely on the fact that he is a man and Rachel is a woman, which to him is enough to justify taking her job. To Gavin, men belong at work and women belong at home, raising children, which he considers equivalent to a vacation. Gavin would have made the Rachel from the pilot episode cry, but this Rachel exudes strength and confidence. Bell Hooks defines feminism as a movement to end sexism, and Rachel works towards this as she challenges Gavin's sexist behavior.
But mostly I've just been working on this big presentation for tomorrow.
Well, I should be involved in that, so why don't you get me up to speed?
That's gonna take weeks. Why don't you just let me take care of the presentation?
Oh, no. I see what you're doing here, all right? Listen, this is my job, buddy. Okay, I've had it for 5 years, and I know how it works. So why don't you just catch me up?
Fine.
Oh.
This job belongs to her, and she won't let any man change that.
You're all ready?
Yes, Emma and I came in a little early to do research on the presentation. I made a few changes, but I think I'm caught up on everything. So, ask me anything.
I would say the evolution of Rachel's character is definitely a sign of feminist advancements. When Mary Tyler Moore's character and show first came on air, it was a novelty for a single woman to move to a city and then work. Groundbreaking, really. And then in Murphy Brown, it was earth-shattering when the title character was going to have a baby as a single working mom. Yet when Rachel did those two things, neither was news. Not news to her fellow characters, nor to the media covering television. They were non-events. This connects back to my assertion that pop culture reflects the gender norms of its time. Gender is an ongoing process, and Friends' 10 seasons capture the progression of women's roles in feminism through the evolution of Rachel Green. My analysis of Rachel as representative of feminist advancements does not mean that the show as a whole promotes feminism. In fact, Friends is filled with sexist and womanizing jokes that a show today could not get away with. But this just shows the progress the feminist movement has made from 1994 to 2004 to now. Perhaps in 10 or 20 years, scholars will look back on shows such as Modern Family or Scandal and say they portray outdated views of women.